I'm the founder of Dunamis Clean Energy Partners and Dunamis Charge. Dunamis Clean Energy Partners is an energy efficiency service solutions company and an energy management firm. We founded DCEP, as I call it, a little over a decade ago, and we service a utility-based customer and provide energy management essentially for industrial and commercial customers and help them reduce their carbon footprint and also their operating costs by instituting and integrating energy efficient measures in their operations. I started Dunamis Charge about 5 years ago. Came up with the idea of manufacturing electric vehicle charging stations right here in the city of Detroit, where we operate, and we really wanted it to be a holistic model. And we believe that it's making a huge impact and difference, not only on our community and on the business community, but really nationally and globally. We hire directly from the community. We train from the community. We are very specific with respect to focusing on low income communities, underserved and underrepresented communities, and environmental justice communities to bring them into this new burgeoning industry of electric vehicle and specifically electric vehicle infrastructure opportunity. So very excited about this next chapter that we're in with respect to the EV fourth industrial revolution. Well, anytime where you have a new industry and there are barriers of entry to that industry, you have to plan for inclusion. That not only includes adoption of the technology, but includes inclusion to the opportunities that that new industry is creating. And so Dunamis has prescribed to, again, a holistic model. We believe that some of the barriers of entry to the EV industry include infrastructure, the availability of electric vehicle infrastructure deployment so that people, who have range anxiety or say, hey, where am I going to charge this car? It's not in my community. It's not where I live. It's not where I work. We want to be a solution-oriented company to that barrier. Others say, well, I don't want to adopt EVs because I can't afford the vehicle. I don't make enough money to afford the vehicle. And so we want to be a solution-oriented company to that. Others will say, well, I don't know anything about it. I don't have any exposure to it. I've never seen one. I've never driven in one. I'm just going to stick to my, my ICE car and go to the gas station. And we want to be a solution-oriented company for that. And so the way that we've done that is for those that say, okay, I don't have it in my community. We then are saying we're going to ensure that every community, EV is for everyone. Every community has deployment. And so one of our key and central models is to create pilot programs and focuses on deployment that touch urban communities, rural communities, those that might otherwise be looked over because you don't see a lot of EV drivers there right now. EV deployment you will find in communities that have a lot of EV drivers, which are usually more highly affluent communities because they have the ability to afford the cars. And so we are very specific with the product that we manufacture, that deployment goes to those communities as well as all other communities throughout this country. The second barrier would be, hey, I can't afford it. So with that, what we're doing is creating economic development and workforce development opportunities, career development opportunities through a model where we go again into the communities to hire, but we're not just hiring, we're training to create transferable skill sets within this industry so that even if you come on to Dunamis Charge as an employee, building the charging stations or being a technician out in the field for them, or doing material handling, whatever comes along with working at our manufacturing plant. You can take a skill set through our training initiatives and to any other industry that is specific to EV. And they're high paying jobs, full benefits with a really great livable wage, so that they have the ability now and the accessibility to make that next purchase for an EV, or that next purchase for a vehicle, an EV versus another car. And so since our workers are significantly from low income communities and underemployed and unemployed communities, we're promulgating like a knowledge, of information and accessibility that they can take back to their families, that they can take back to their neighbors, just kind of in a nucleus, or what we call an ecosystem with respect to that. The third being, I don't know anything about it. I don't know what it is. It seems like a new technology, seems a little complicated. I'm just going to stick with what I know. And so what we've done is we've created programs, pilot programming and collaborations with utility companies or municipalities or corporate sponsors, nonprofit organizations, faith-based organizations, to get community and engagement and education and awareness out about what is EV. What is an EV charger? Why would I want an EV? How will it benefit my family? How will it benefit my community? How much is it going to cost for me to pay for it? What money is out there to supplement the cost for it? So all of these things that many communities, because they don't think that it's for them, they're not going to research it, and because it's not just absolutely readily available information that everyone knows, then we know that we have an opportunity and a responsibility to play our parts in ensuring that that community engagement and education and awareness is there. Going into faith-based communities through our Communities in Charge program, where we are able to have a captured audience to say, hey, the utility companies are offering this amount, to help you to get an EV charger and to help you get it installed. So, and, the federal government is offering X amount of dollars for you to be able to actually go and lease an EV or purchase an EV. And so we want to just do our part in the holistic model for ensuring that every community has the opportunity to participate in this. I would say my biggest inspiration comes from being able to live a life of significance. And whatever it is that I do, I want to make sure that it's having a great impact on someone. I'm really not motivated by great wealth. I'm not motivated by notoriety. I kind of am more of a shrinking violet when it comes to that, even though my team continues to push me out there. But if I'm helping others, that's my motivation. And I do believe that we are in a time right now where we can really do some good by being good at what we do. And I think that we have the ability to use the power industry, to empower our community economically, environmentally, socially, culturally. And so that is where I'm very motivated. To keep pushing. It's sometimes not the easiest road, but I'm absolutely motivated. Again, going back to that community awareness part and community engagement, people have, for me, it's about ensuring that people are empowered and that they understand their power from within. And so we want to make sure that we are utilizing this technology, utilizing the industry, utilizing our own resources to ensure that anyone that has the interest or the desire to participate in the electric vehicle industry, in the clean energy technology industry as a whole, knows that they have the ability to access it. Like, representation really matters, and to see a woman-owned business, to see an African woman-owned business, African-American woman-owned business, to see a business that is making American product that usually comes from overseas that's made by American workers. All of that has the ability to really influence a culture as a whole in many respects. And so I think that that's where Dunamis charge uh, comes into play here as a pretty decent model, around the country for what can be done uh, at a grassroots level of what can be done to really make a huge impact.